Hello everybody on YouTube, this is David for the Wicca channel. Meeting my mother for the first time, I decided to do a little bit more digging into the family tree and asking my mother more stories to confirm what I've always known through documents and through papers that we've been able to find through records over the many years. And for Neo-Pagan 2007, we need to take a close look at this, considering both of our family's history in the same country that we're from. I do believe that we will be related. Anyway, we'll start off in 1699. Anna Mae Krauts was her name, was tried, convicted, and sentenced to death for the practice of witchcraft. Now, what makes this more and more interesting is talking to my family about our heritage and about our family belief structure, from my grandmother to my great-grandmother to my great-great-grandmother, leads me to believe that the practicing of the craft in our family is, well, more or less family tradition. But that's not to imply that Anna Mae herself was a practicing witch at the time, because let's be logical. At that point in time, many innocent people were tried, convicted, and killed for the practice of witchcraft in those days, ranging from Christians to Jewish to pagans. So we can't confirm that. We do know at that time they pretty much claimed to be Lutherans, but that doesn't really fit with what the stories that have been told to me, passed down through over the years, add up to be. More and most part, my mother practicing witchcraft herself. Although she's more of the type that believes in God, but not necessarily in Christianity. As she puts it, I don't claim to be a Christian, but I do believe in an all-seeing, powerful force that has divinity over us, or something, as she put it. Anyway, what makes it more interesting in Neo-Pagan 2007, take this for what you may, research your family and also see if they came to America in 1739. See if they came over on a ship known as Friendship. Now that docked in North Carolina, one of the 13 original colonies, and it was 1739. Now from there the Krauts family actually went to South Carolina, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Washington. I mean, they spread all over the place around the 1800s. Now in 1865, 1866, after the American Civil War, they produced close to 100 children. And from that, they branched off yet again. And from that, we are related to the Smiths, the Walkers, the Johnsons, and a couple others that I can't remember at this point in time. But I'm thinking more back to Anna Mae Krauts in 1699. That we have a family descendant who was killed for the practice of witchcraft. And I keep thinking to myself, what was it like to be her back in that time period, and to actually lose her life for what other people thought she was.
Men have accused me. Men have judged me. And now men will kill me.
And it truly is a dark part of our history that someone was actually killed for this, whether or not she was a Lutheran or practicing pagan at that time. We do know that in the Krauts family there are many practicing pagans, and we also know at that point in time that a lot of the Krauts family were in political positions. They were noblemen. There were also a wide variety of blue-collar workers, if you will, at that point in time. And coming here to America, it's just as divided. We have doctors and lawyers, and we have general practitioners of health and medicine, and then we also have our blue-collar West Virginia and Virginia Blue Ridge Mountain Hicks, which I'm kind of a mix of both, to be completely honest with you. I am pursuing my education and expanding that every chance that I do get, but at the same time, I'm just a down-to-earth person. And it's quite enriching to actually be able to take a look at our family coat of arms, and it's quite enriching to hear the stories about my great-great-grandmother caring for young infants at the time. She would care for them, and she would also be more or less a medical healer of that time. And so was my grandmother and my mother. They know a lot about herbs and herbalism, and they know a lot about other different various things as well. And it's interesting how that passes on to me as well, me receiving my first doctorate and actually working towards my medical license, which at this point has been put on hiatus, but I will resume that later. I'm not letting that dream go. But it's actually very, very interesting. But the Krauts family seems to be multi-talented, and I proudly claim the Krauts blood with this and their heritage.